Hey, quick note before we begin. Today's episode includes a real life moment involving Alzheimer's. Nothing graphic, but just tender. If this topic hits close to home, take care of your heart. Go grab your tissues as you listen. And I'm using the names Len and Georgina to protect privacy. Wow, my heart is tender. When I first moved into my new home last year, I noticed a small group, maybe 3 or 4 people, walking their dogs. And because I have dogs too, they caught my eye. Now, in the past, I would have waited for people to come to me, but I've learned that when I want connection and I ignore that nudge, I'm the one who misses out, not them. So this time I listened. Something in my soul said, just go say hi. And I did. I walked up and said, "Oh, hi. It's so good to see other people with dogs here. I just moved in and I'm trying to get to know people. My name's Lynne." They introduced themselves, and one gentleman, Len, looked at me and said, "Well, where do you live?" I pointed to the house just over my shoulder and said, "Ah, right there on the right." And he said, "Well, Lynn, then you're my neighbor." That was the beginning of my neighbor, Len. Len has a girlfriend named Georgina. She lives a few houses down. Len told me something that felt like a real welcome. He said, "Anytime you want to come over, my garage is always open in the morning. I always have coffee for you, just as long as it's warm." I thought about it. That's an invitation. Coffee in the garage is the California version of come over anytime. So that's the context. That's Len. And Georgina is his girlfriend. She's the one living with Alzheimer's. And what happened this morning on my dog walk, it stayed with me. So I wanted to come here and talk about it. Okay. Today I overthought how a regular dog walk can turn into a moment that changes your whole nervous system. I replayed the conversation like, did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? And then I remembered sometimes presence is the right thing. And I was definitely present. And I also noticed my body tries to fix discomfort by turning it into a TED talk like, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to my sidewalk seminar on feelings." No, ma'am. Just breathe. Quick voice method. Today's letter is V. Validate. Because when something tender happens, especially around memory loss, our brain tries to file it away fast. We minimize it, we explain it away, we keep moving. But validation says that was real, that mattered. It makes sense that I feel tender. If Alzheimer's has touched your family or your neighborhood, validation also says, "Oh, this is hard, and I'm not alone for feeling that." So if your heart feels tender listening to this, you don't have to push it down. Just validate it. Not forever, just long enough to stop fighting yourself. So here are the statistics. In California, more than 715,000 people are living with Alzheimer's, and 1.37 million caregivers provide about 1.9 billion hours, that's billion, hours of unpaid care. That averages to roughly 26 hours per week per caregiver on top of everything else. If you need support, the Alzheimer's Association has a 24/7 helpline, 1-800-272-3900. If you're carrying something like this, watching someone change in real time, or loving someone through confusion, please hear me. You're not imagining how heavy it is. You're not weak. You're human, and you deserve support, not just stamina. We're figuring this out one honest moment at a time. This podcast is for reflection, not perfection. Consult professionals when needed. Stretch responsibly, and remember, high kicks are always optional. Thank you for joining Still Finding My Voice. We're doing great. High kick optional. See you next time.